Yo, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at Arcane Studios Leon. We're going to be looking at Blade. We're going to be talking about all things Blade. We're going to be talking about all things Blade and what the situation is, the media bias that's currently going around with whether this game is going to be exclusive or not, and how certain publications can't actually understand or fathom any way or form that this game could be exclusive. There's no way that apparently Disney will make this game exclusive to Xbox because it is such a big title, especially with a movie coming up. But apparently they can totally understand why Spider-Man and Wolverine is exclusive because it's for PlayStation. But a game that comes for Xbox, oh, no, absolutely not. How dare Xbox turn around and have an exclusive game? Who do you think you are? Is basically the reaction that I'm seeing online at the moment, because it's crazy, right? We all know that this is going to be exclusive. We all know why that exclusivity wasn't announced either. And I'm going to get into that in a little bit, but first of all, a word from our sponsors.
You perfect.
If you travel a lot or have limited space or simply want a second monitor that is portable, or maybe you are looking to turn your smartphone into a full-fledged laptop, UPerfect has the screen for you. Whether your needs are for gaming with screen sizes from 15 to 18 inches at 120 to 144 Hz, providing you that crisp, smooth display at 2K resolutions, or you need it for work purposes ranging from single to dual and even vertical monitors, enabling you to be as productive as ever, providing you with the best form of productivity. Or maybe you are looking for something more unorthodox. UPerfect has you covered with options like the U-Dock, allowing you to dock your phone to a lap dock. I know, it sounds cool, right? This provides you with that laptop experience with a screen and a keyboard, while all the power comes from your smartphone. Smartphones today are extremely powerful, so turning that into something more productive like a laptop is a simple procedure by connecting it with a cable to your lap dock. Whatever your needs, UPerfect has you covered. Even better, UPerfect has partnered with me to provide you with a $30 discount on purchases over $200 when you use the code TheChaosLounge30 at checkout. All the links are in the description below, and remember that all purchases support me and the channel. We will also be doing a review of one of the monitors that I've purchased, and it should be arriving, so do look out for that as well in the upcoming weeks. Thank you so much. Now on to the regular showing. And with that, don't forget to drop a like if you've enjoyed the content. We're looking for that 300 like challenge today with another 5 sub challenge as well. Let's see if we can smash that on this awesome Saturday day. So Xbox released the trailer for Blade. It blew everyone away and everyone was shocked. Everyone was thrown off. You know, Microsoft at the Game Awards, they went hard, they went big, and they went good. They pretty much stole the show. They made the show at the end of the day. Hellblade was amazing. Blade's announcement was insane. OD finally got a reveal of some sort, but you know, Hideo Kojima was there, so it's all right. But at the end of the day, the big talking point and the biggest controversy came with Blade. Like 90% of all the games that were shown at the Game Awards, none of them had a platform. Most likely because they're not coming for this generation of consoles. But that is, in my opinion, part of the reason why it didn't. But then it was also omitting the Xbox logo, which, by all intents and purposes, is a little weird. But it did have the Microsoft and the, the Xbox kind of branding afterwards, the company logos when it has the splash screen. So to me, that was enough to tell me that this is an exclusive. But apparently, because it didn't state Xbox Series X and S or any platform, now the media is going rampant and basically saying that there's no way that this can be exclusive. As we can see here, it seems like a tall order for Disney to license a game and then have that restricted to a specific console ecosystem rather than spread it across all available platforms, particularly with an actual Blade movie coming up. This could generate hype for. I mean, it's not like Deadpool and Wolverine are having a mashup movie, right? So it's okay for PlayStation to have Wolverine exclusive, right? It's also okay for Spider-Man to have an exclusive, right? But God forbid Xbox is going to have an exclusive. Holy shit balls. Hold the brakes. It's a tall order for Microsoft, the trillion-dollar company, to have an exclusive. But for Sony, it's fine. And, he does address the PlayStation thing here too. I think about licensed Marvel and Star Wars games in recent memory. Besides Spider-Man and Insomniac's pending Wolverine, can you name any others that have been made exclusive to either PlayStation or Xbox? Indiana Jones is exclusive to, sing it with me, boys, Xbox. So, yeah, there's another one. Because I can't. And I do wonder if that's a stipulation of getting that license outside of rare occasions. It's not. At the end of the day, they paid for it. They got the license. That's all it comes to. That's all Disney cares about. Money. Hence why you see so many of these games be third party across places like EA and Ubisoft and Square Enix. Yeah, but still, money talks, right? At the end of the day, Disney can turn around to Sony and say, you only own the movie rights. You don't own the game rights. If you don't make it multi-platform, we're taking it off you. And Disney are well within their rights to do that. But they're not, because Sony's paying them handsomely. The same for Wolverine. They were happy with the money that came in from Spider-Man, so they gave them Wolverine. So why is it okay for Sony and, with Spider-Man and Wolverine to be exclusive? And this is a question to Paul Tassi, but it's not okay, and it's a tall order for Disney to license a game to one specific console. And don't forget, right, when it comes to PlayStation, you have to go and buy a PlayStation 5 in order to play these. When it comes to Xbox, you can play this on your TV, you can play it on your mobile phone, you can play it on an Xbox, you can play it on a PC, you can play it on an Asus ROG Ally, you can play it on a Steam Deck, you can play it anywhere because it's a Microsoft first-party developed game, meaning it's going to be on Game Pass, meaning it's going to be on xCloud, meaning it's going to be on GeForce Now, meaning it's going to be on all those other European cloud services, meaning it's going to be everywhere. So he's saying that he thinks it's a tall order that Disney would license it to an ecosystem that probably has about 10 to 15 different outlets, but is perfectly okay with it being given, to PlayStation, which has a single outlet. No, I'm not counting the Portal. Am I the only one here that sees the Xbox tax in full motion? Because to me, this is exactly what the Xbox tax is, where the double standards are so egregious. The double standards are so outrageous, that are so goddamn stupid. I do have to watch what I'm actually saying here because YouTube will demonetize my video. But that blows my mind that he can actually defend a platform releasing it on one console, but for another to release it on Steam Deck, Asus ROG, PC, cloud, TV, 2 Xbox consoles, mobile, tablet, a cloud-based console. We can go on here. They're kind of branches off the same system, but we can go on here, right? So 10 avenues plus for you to be able to play Blade, as opposed to one. And he's telling me that this is unacceptable? When people turn, and he's the one that says the Xbox tax doesn't exist, but this is exactly it. He's doing it himself without even knowing, right? The biasness is surreal. But that aside, right? Because at the end of the day, there was no naming convention there. And in my opinion, this is part of the reason why we're not getting it. Because, as you know, Microsoft versus the FTC 2. The Wrath of Khan. The FTC once again comes for Microsoft. Now they're already in court right now trying to reverse the Activision Blizzard deal. It's not going to happen. When I was watching it, that lawyer's best argument was Microsoft has money. I'm not joking. that's actually genuinely true. He said it 4 times and then started saying how they spent 7 billion for ZeniMax and then spent 70 billion on Activision Blizzard, and then went back to, but they've got money. And the judge just stood there going, I really don't know how to respond to this. It was almost like the FTC lawyer just completely blanked out and had a glitch and just didn't know how to fight his case. But at the same time, they're looking for any breadcrumb right now to be able to argue the case, because their whole point hinges on what was originally the case, because they're going back and trying to overthrow Judge Corley's decision in saying that she was wrong. So were the other 2 or 3 courts, like the 9th District Court. They were all wrong too. The appeals court was wrong too. All of these courts were wrong. Both of Judge Corley's decisions were wrong, is what the FTC is saying. The FTC is saying that, this deal should have been blocked. The preliminary injunction should have been granted. And the basis of their argument is that though Microsoft isn't foreclosing and we can't prove foreclosure, the fact that they might foreclose is good enough for them to put a preliminary injunction and block the deal. Even if there's a 1% chance, that is enough as far as the FTC is concerned. That's ludicrous. That's never going to fly in the US. But the question I have to ask is, why does Lena Khan hate the American country so much? I mean, she literally must hate American corporations. She has to, because she's defending a Japanese corporation in, PlayStation with Sony. She is protecting a Japanese company in Nintendo. She is protecting Tencent, a Chinese company. But when it comes to Microsoft, an American-run company on American soil within the United States of America, where she is actually employed, she is doing her damnedest to try and destroy the American corporation economy. Now, I'm not saying this is just about Microsoft. This decision being granted, which it won't, but if it ever did, would be the end of all American mergers, period. Because what it means is the FTC could basically say no and then push this through litigation for 50 years. There's no end date. They could basically investigate for as long as they want. Eventually, companies will turn around and say no. I mean, she's crazy. She's literally crazy. She needs replacing. There is literally nothing anyone can tell me that can change my mind. She's bonkers. But anyway, I digress. Why is this important? This is important because the FTC right now is looking for any semblance of ammo to be able to throw during the trial at Microsoft. Now, as we know, currently they can't use any material witness that's not already been, part of the case. So using Blade isn't technically allowed, but they can make a footnote and say, look, we were saying that they wouldn't foreclose any games, right? But just look at what they've just done with Blade. They foreclosed it, and now it's exclusive to Xbox. They could do exactly the same with ABK. And that is exactly what Microsoft doesn't want. That's the direction this is going in. That right there, right? So that is a key factor within this no platform decision. Secondly, it's in 4 years' time. They've only just started recruiting for key positions, and there's a lot of them, right? So the fact that those are being recruited, they will take about 3-4 months to fill. They're not going to be filled overnight. So the actual development of this, though it's just started, it's going to be a while. And even if it takes 3-4 years, you're looking at 2027, 2028, which is about time for, drumroll please, the new Xbox console, which we know is coming sometime in 2028. It could come a little earlier, but that's the date that we have. Now, add to this information, if it is coming, which I do believe, for the next generation console, A, it's been announced way too early, way too early. But B, they can't put the Series X and S on there because that would be a lie. It's not coming on that platform. Now, you could say they could have put Game Pass. This leads me on to that discussion because Game Pass right now has Core, Game Pass, Game Pass Ultimate. They've got Core, Game Pass PC, and Game Pass Ultimate. I think that's way too fractured. There's way too many there. And they kind of need to, I feel, condense and kind of merge Game Pass and Game Pass PC into one. And I feel they kind of need to merge Game Pass Core and Game Pass together. If they're going to leave Game Pass PC on its own, they can do that. So those will be on its own. But I think they would just basically be missing ABK games, right? At that lower price bracket. Now, if you want the Ultimate package, which gives you EA Play, ABK, PC as well, then you go for the Game Pass Ultimate. I think there's going to be a rebranding, and that makes sense because if that is down the line when the new console releases with their new structure, I mean, for all we know, they're going to get rid of Xbox Live entirely, so you won't need it for the next generation console, and online will be free. The fact that that's going to be throwing away $4 billion, I don't see it, but it's always possible, right? So I think those are the reasons why you didn't see any branding. But you did see the splash of, Xbox, Microsoft, Arcane. You saw all of this. So that's enough of an indication that this game is going to be exclusive. The fact that people are saying that it's a tall order, that this is going to be an exclusive, is beyond me. It's not a tall order for one platform, but it's a tall order for 10 plus platforms to play the game. Come on. If that's not biased journalism right there, you tell me what is, because I don't know. That sounded way too bonkers to me. But that's where I think we're at right now. This is going to go on for the next 4 years, unfortunately. You are going to see 500 to 1,000 articles talking about this until news and information comes out. And we're not going to hear anything on this, in my opinion, until the FTC trial is over. Once the FTC trial has been concluded and the judges find in favor of Microsoft, and the FTC is done for good, then you're going to turn around and see Microsoft come out and openly say, probably in like a press conference or a speech or, in an interview, that yes, it's exclusive to the Xbox ecosystem. Wherever Game Pass is, the game will be there. And that is exactly what they're going to say. And that is if Game Pass is actually not getting rebranded. So I think Xbox, the Game Pass platform is going to have a rebrand. It's going to undergo a rebrand because right now it's too convoluted. It needs a change. And Core and Game Pass could actually merge and be like a watered down, lesser version of Game Pass where it has access to, say, the Xbox game studios and maybe ZeniMax games. But in terms of ABK, which are a lot, they sell a lot, right? Call of Duty is going to sell millions, as we all know. That's going to be part of the Ultimate package, along with, EA Play and so forth. So to me, that makes a lot more sense, but that would need to be managed and rebranded potentially to actually work. And considering they've just added Core, they're probably looking at it long term to do that with the next console launch. And anyone on Ultimate will just remain on Ultimate. It will probably be called something completely different. But anyway, that's my thoughts on this. Unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with these articles for the next 4 years. It's sad, but, they do need to bash Xbox a little bit. Xbox did steal the show. Hellblade 2 was amazing. OD was weird, but, we saw Hideo Kojima, so that's all right. And then, of course, the announcement of Blade, well, it just blew the socks off everything. When you're looking at the other platforms that announced their stuff, they announced their games, 90% there didn't even announce a platform. 90% of games did not announce a platform. In fact, the majority of games were 2025 plus in terms of delivery. They didn't even have a release date, right? The majority didn't even have a release date. You had a few in 2024, a couple in 25, and then the rest, just no release date at all. They're so far out. It was weird having all of those games being announced at the Games Awards when they're just so far out. There's just no point. But, you can say the same for Blade. Why was it announced? I don't know. Maybe they wanted to show something. I'd much rather have seen Gear 6 or something else that's coming soon. That's coming this generation. But time will tell how this evolves. You let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that discussion. And I'll see you in the next one. Remain legend.